Hi Stampers, it's Elizabeth from StampScrapandMore.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator located in Canada, and welcome to another video tutorial today. If you enjoy watching video tutorials and want to see when I post more content on my channel, just hit the subscribe button and I would greatly appreciate it. So the card we are going to make today is, again, using Under My Umbrella stamp set, with the sentiment is from the Label Me Bold stamp set. And you can, as I move the card around, you can see there's a little bit of bling on the flowers, and we're going to use some dazzling diamonds. So let's get over to my desktop and check out what we're making. So we are using the Under My Umbrella stamp set, this image with the handle, and then we're going to use all the flowers. We are going to use the Label Me Bold, and I've selected the Happy Birthday. I just wanted something a little bit different for this card. We are using the Stitched So Sweetly dies, and the second largest one. We're using this sucker here. Fine tip glue and dazzling diamonds, always. We are using the coordinating Under My Umbrella punch. The colors are going to be Gorgeous Grape and Black Memento. We're going to be using paper from the, what's it called? Please Just Punch Designer Series paper, but really any small scale paper that you have that is springish, you can use. And we need a piece that is 1.5 by 5.5. And we also need a scrap piece big enough for this image to be stamped on. You need a piece of Whisper White thick that is 5.5 by 8.5, and it's scored at 4.25. And that is the Stitch So Sweetly die that I've already cut out. You need a piece of scrap or Whisper White. And we also need Stampin' Blends. And for this video and for these flowers, I've used the Highland Heather Dark and Light, the Daffodil Delight Dark and Light, Flirty Flamingo Dark and Light, and the Light Old Olive. And did I say Dazzling Diamonds? I think I did. Okay, so let's get started. First, you're going to cut off your piece of Designer Series paper, and it is 1.5 by 5.5. And you're going to, I didn't get out adhesive, Elizabeth. I'm always forgetting something. There we go. I've got my snail adhesive. Oh, and we're also using dimensionals, but that's a given, right? I don't need to tell you we're using dimensionals. And I'm going to put adhesive on all 4 corners. I usually cut, when I'm doing this technique and I'm doing a piece of Designer Series paper that's flush north and south, I usually cut it a titch bigger, and that way I trim off. And it doesn't matter how much space you leave here, just as long as you line it up with a line with one of the grid lines at the top and the bottom, and that way, and you're lining up the side with a grid line, and that way you know you're getting it flush. And this is probably, how big? I'm an eyeballer, 1 inch. So let me move this over to 5. So I am an eyeballer, and that drives people crazy. So I'm lining up here at the 6-inch mark, and then at the top, I'm making sure, I'm making sure that it is lined up on the same grid line, and that way you've got it flush north and south. And because I always trim a little bit, make it a little bit longer, and I just trim off with scissors, and that way I know I've got it flush north and south, and there's no chance that it's going to show some of the card base beneath it. There we go. Easy peasy, right? Okay. Now, what are we going to do? I'm going to stamp the umbrella using the black memento. I'm going to stamp it on this guy here. Now, where's my punch? Okay, so here's the secret with this stamp. It's going to go in the punch like this. So you want to make sure that I have the umbrella facing in the right direction. So the top of the umbrella needs to go to my left. And there we go. And now I'm going to punch that out. And I love punches with stamp sets with coordinating punches. I mentioned this in yesterday's video. You can always color the, you can always stamp the umbrella on a plain piece of Whisper White and then color it, but I just like this pattern. Okay, now this is the card. And we need to make sure that we need leave enough room at the top for the happy birthday. So I think that this should go right about there. And one stamp I forgot to mount was the base of the umbrella handle. So oh, no, I didn't. I did forget to mount it. Okay. And then I'm going to dry fit. There we go. I'm going to dry fit it so that it goes like that. And oh, I think right there looks good. Okay, I'm getting rid of the black because if you follow me, you know I've got it all over me. Okay, and so we've done the handle. And I'm actually going to put this on now, and I'm only going to put dimensionals 1 and 2 down the middle because we are going to be tucking flowers in, and I don't want the dimensionals to interfere with when we tuck in the flowers. Okay, and what is that? What do you think? Does that look good? A little bit more. See, I could have actually moved this up just a bit, the handle up a bit, and that way it'd give me more room for the puddle down here, but that's okay. Get rid of the punch. Okay, so what is next? I have already, because you didn't need to see me fussy cut them out, but you're going to watch me color them. I have already, oops, I thought I did. I have one more on my desk. Where did she go? Oh, you might be watching me cut out because I can't find it. I cut one more out and I can't find it. This is what happens, right? Did it fall? Did it go under here? Nope. Okay, I don't know where the other flower went. So you're going to watch me cut it out. So I've got the two big ones. I've got this. This is the one we need. Oh, that's silly, Elizabeth. Where did it go? If you want, you can fast forward so that you don't have to watch me fussy cut this out. But if you don't fussy cut, or you're not a fussy cutter, or you don't know what fussy cutting is, I'm just going to go around. And it just, I don't know, I love fussy cutting stuff out and adding layers and dimension to my cards. I know some of my customers, when I have classes, I don't think that they're fans of fussy cutting. That could be my opinion, but something tells me they're not fans. So I'm so unhappy with my weight. This is a confession time. I'm so unhappy with my weight that I have put on so much weight that 3 weeks ago I joined Weight Watchers online with the intent of going into classes. And 3 weeks later, I'm still paying for it and I have not attended. So this morning, there we go, I finished fussy cutting. This morning I got up Okay, and I'm going to start coloring the leaves. This morning I got up and I went to got weighed in, and I went to my Weight Watchers session. I'm not going to be able to go to the Thursday morning one because I work during the day, but because I've been off work for some vacation days, I decided enough. So I got up and I went and weighed in, and I came out and I was so depressed. But I guess it's a good I was depressed in a good way, because at least I made the effort and I am now starting on my journey. So check back with me in a month to see if I'm still going. Because I gotta tell you, I wasn't happy with my weight. Okay, so the key to this is I wanted it nice and colorful. So I just made sure there was a purple, a yellow, and a flirty flamingo on each of the 4 different flowers. Doesn't matter what combination you do them in. It's totally up to you. I just made sure there was one of each. And do this one. Some of my customers are Weight Watchers attendees as well. It's not like I haven't been before. I have. But, you know, sometimes, and as you get older, it just gets harder. And it was a birthday week, and I'm not happy. I didn't care about getting older. Not so much anymore. Last year was a big year, but this year wasn't. I wasn't concerned about getting older. I was more concerned about the weight. So I'm happy I did that. Except for now I'm going out to dinner with a girlfriend tonight. I'm going for Italian food. So the diet starts tomorrow. Well, there goes my phone. Oh, they'll just have to call back. Oh, actually it stopped ringing. I've got a lot of numbers blocked on my phone because I get a lot of crank calls. And it is annoying, so my phone just went off, but it stopped ringing, so that means it got blocked. Okay, and a yellow one here. Oh, I didn't put a yellow one here. Oh, that's okay. There's only 3. And then what color should we do this one? I'm going to do dark pink. Dark pink. And I'm not really doing anything special with the coloring of the flowers with the blends. I'm just coloring them in. You can take your time and you can do shading and highlighting. It's totally up to you. Okay, and then we're going to scrap piece of Whisper White. And this is the Happy Birthday, and we're doing it in the Grapefruit Grove. Oh, Grapefruit Grove, my gosh, Elizabeth. It's gorgeous grape. It's not Grapefruit Grove. I like these bold stamps because they're great with darker colors. Not with lighter colors, but I love them with really dark, rich colors. And they just stamp out so perfectly. And then I'm going to fussy cut this out. The sun was shining today, and it's absolutely beautiful out. It's not really, it's cold, but not really cold. It's just cool. It's great for a walk. Oh, except for my windows. Oh my gosh, the sun was coming in this morning into the windows, and I just was cringing because all I wanted to do was go out and wash my windows, but it's too cold to do that. Okay, and now I'm going to mount this on, and I'm doing it now because I'm going to be using some Dazzling Diamonds, and I don't want to touch it when the Dazzling Diamonds are wet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and center. I'm envious of people who are at home and can play all day. And I'm not saying play as in they're not doing anything, but you know, they're able to stamp and work on their businesses, and they're working hard, but they're at home, they get to do it. Someday, someday, someday. I have a little bit of mark there. Okay, now what we're going to do is this is going to get popped up with a dimensional, and I don't have any of the little dimensionals. It's on my order. So Stampin' Up! Demonstrators were able to pre-order a mega suite yesterday. Oh, you should see it. It's gorgeous. And the thing is, it's going to be in the new annual catalog. Okay, I'm just going to put this like that. Okay. This big one is going to be tucked under, and it's going to get with some Tombow glue. Oops. I'm going to make sure that my Tombow glue, oh, it's not plugged. Sometimes it is. Okay. And with my thing with the Tombow glue is ... because you don't want it to splay all over. And oh yeah, I'm going to put that there. Yeah, this one, the handle is up a lot higher. So if I were to do this again, I'd make sure the handle was up a lot higher. This one is going to go down again flush with a little ... of Tombow glue. I do have crafting tweezers. I should get them out. It's one thing Stampin' Up! Needs to make are crafting tweezers. Okay, and then the last one, this one is going to get popped up, and it's kind of going to get like that. So like it's falling over the umbrella. Okay. Like that. No, I need to move, sorry, I'm going to take this dimensional off because I need to put the dimensional up higher because this, the handle, I didn't put too long of a handle on it. It needs to, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a dimensional on the back of that, if you can see it, and then put a little bit of Tombow glue on this flower, and that way it'll be secure. So I'm just going to cut off a little piece of dimensional, and it's going to go on the top of the leaves. There we go. And I'm going to dry fit it. I dry fit everything. There we go. That's perfect. And I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on there. And that way it's going to adhere to the umbrella, the actual umbrella. Okay. And I'm going to use my fine tip glue now. And with the fine tip glue, I'm going to create a puddle. Come on, my fine tip glue is coming. There it goes. I'm going to create a puddle at the bottom here. So like the umbrella was just drying out, and you had a little bit of water. And then the center of all of the flowers, I am going to put a dot of the fine tip glue. And then when I put the dazzling diamonds on it, it's going to catch on all the flowers as well. Diamonds. And when this is all dry, I do have an old makeup brush, that clean makeup brush, but it's I don't use it anymore. And when it's dry, I brush off the image so that all of the dazzling diamonds that's not adhered somewhere gets brushed off. So you can see the twinkle in the card, and that's the dazzling diamonds. And then the last thing we're going to do is the happy birthday. There we go. And I'm going to cut along, this is the happy birthday, the back side of it, and I'm going to cut a long strip. Whoops, I just hit the dazzling diamonds with my wrist, but it didn't it didn't smudge it. Just got, my wrist just got full of dazzling diamonds. And then last but not least, I have to stand up for this so that I can make sure it's straight. Oh, I love this card. I love that pop of purple. There we go. You can see the sparkle of the dazzling diamonds. And you can see the little puddle effect down at the bottom. And that is the card. That was the original. And so if I had to do this again, I would make sure that I did the handle up higher, because it does make a difference. Actually, it's a visual thing. This umbrella base looks narrower than this one. This one looks short and squat. But anyhow, that's my card. So there we go. And that is the card. This is what we started off with. And there's the second one. Yeah, you can see all the dazzling diamonds that I need to brush off. But I'll do that once it's all dry. Okay, so thanks for checking in again today. And remember, if you want to see more video and be notified when I post, just hit the subscribe button and I'd appreciate it. Take care. Have a great day.